Hi everyone! Today we're going to learn a little bit about the dangerous mumps disease and what you can do to prevent it. Let's hear about some real people's personal experience with the mumps disease.
So have you had the mumps?
Yes, I had the mumps when I was very young.
And that was before there was a vaccine for it,
Yes,
right?
they did not have the vaccine for the mumps.
How
at
was
that time.
your experience with the mumps?
Pretty hard at the first, didn't understand what was going on. Real lots of swelling and hurting, but Mom ended up putting a very warm cloth, and I kept cloth against both of my ears for the period of time, but however long it lasted. Did not go to a doctor, just stood
Waited it out.
waited it out.
Was it common for people around you to have the mumps?
When I was a child, yeah, that was a very common thing. Mumps, measles, and chickenpox, we all pretty well passed them around with each other, and those kids that sometimes have one or other, or y'all.
Were you ever vaccinated now for
Yes,
mumps?
when I got ready to go to college, I had to have all those vaccinations.
Did you ever have any hesitations about it?
No thought whatsoever.
Let's hear about someone else's experience with the mumps.
Can you tell me a little bit about your experience with mumps?
When I was about 9 or 10, I believe, and my brother and sister were younger than I was, but we all had the mumps. And I remember the experience was, it was very difficult to eat. My jaws were swollen, and when you tried to eat food, there would be sharp pains that would go up through your jaws. And that lasted for probably a week. And I think one of us got it and it passed through all of us. So it was, I don't remember much more than that, but I know it was uncomfortable. I had to miss school and we couldn't really do a lot because you didn't feel good with it.
And around the time that when you had it, was it common for other people around you to have it?
I don't recall others having the mumps around my family. However, I'm sure that if we had the mumps, other kids got it too because things were passed around the school where we were. But I just remember my brother and sister and I having the
I
mumps.
think your parents would have gotten you the vaccine if it was available.
As far as, if a vaccine had been available for the mumps, I'm sure my mom would not have hesitated getting us a vaccine because it would allow us, not to have the disease and be able to go to school and to do other things. Also, there are some side effects to having the mumps, and if you can avoid the side effects that could affect you later in life, that's always a good thing. So I think the vaccine would have been helpful at that time if it had been available.
Now that we've heard from some people who have experienced mumps, let's talk about the disease and the virus that causes it. Mumps is a disease that is caused by a virus of the same name. The disease symptoms can include fever, muscle pain, headache, and swelling of the salivary glands, which is the most common presentation, as you can see in this picture. 1 in 10,000 people infected by the virus die, which means it isn't as deadly as other diseases, but serious complications can still occur. Meningitis and pancreatitis are actually rather common complications after a mumps infection, and other more rare complications can include inflammation of the heart, permanent deafness, and sterility. And so what exactly causes these symptoms? The mumps virus. This first picture shows what the virus actually looks like and what it could look like while infecting your cells. The next picture is a cartoon that shows the virus and all of the ways the virus works to infect your cells. Speaking of infecting cells, it can infect many different cell types, including your skin and the lining of your salivary glands, which, as I said before, is the most common presentation of the disease. But it can also infect your central nervous system, your eyes, your pancreas, your kidneys, and your reproductive organs. And what this means is that the symptomology of mumps can be extremely varied and can also differ in severity depending on what organ is infected. And how is the virus spread? It's spread person to person through either saliva, direct contact, or virus particles on different objects. It's Since it spreads so rapidly and easily, prevention is really important. And the most effective way we can prevent this is through vaccination and by inducing herd immunity. And herd immunity can occur when you have high enough rates of vaccination that the majority of the population is protected. And so I'm going to walk you through this a little bit. In this graphic on the left, the figures in blue are not immunized but still healthy, the figures in yellow are immunized and healthy, and the figures in red are not immunized and are sick and contagious. So in this first population, no one is immunized. And what this means is that the disease can really quickly and rapidly spread through the population and infect pretty much everyone. But in the second population, where you have some people immunized, the disease is still able to spread, but those people who are immunized are protected from it. And this shows what can happen if you have a low rate of vaccination in a given population. And then this third population is herd immunity. Most of the population is immunized, which means the spread of the disease is contained. And the rate of vaccination is high enough to induce herd immunity, and people who are not able to be immunized, such as those who are immunocompromised, are still protected from the disease. And so this is the goal of vaccination, to prevent disease by having the majority of the population immunized.
So now we're going to look a little bit into what the MMR vaccine is and how it provides protection. So what in the world is MMR vaccine? Basically, this vaccine provides protection against 4 very deadly and painful viruses. They are the measles virus, the mumps virus, the rubella virus, and the varicella or chickenpox viruses. So let's look and see what the active ingredients are. These are the live attenuated measles virus, the live attenuated rubella virus, the live attenuated mumps virus, and the live attenuated chickenpox or varicella virus. Attenuated means that these viruses have been weakened so they will no longer cause disease. So let's look at some of the other important ingredients. First, we have gelatin, sorbitol, mannitol, recombinant human serum albumin, polysorbate 80, and lastly, neomycin. Gelatin, recombinant human serum albumin, and sorbitol and mannitol protect the vaccine against temperature. Polysorbate 80 is an emulsifying agent that holds the combination of ingredients together. Neomycin is an antibiotic that is added to prevent bacterial contamination. Alright, now we're going to talk a little bit about how the vaccine provides protection against these viruses. And the way it does so is when you get a shot, the white blood cells at the location will sample the virus and take it into the lymph node. Here, memory cells are generated. There are 2 different types of memory cells. One is T cells and one is B cells. T cells and B cells can both self-renew, live for years, and protect against repeat infection. T cells and B cells both provide immunity in 2 different ways. Memory T cells protect by poking holes into viral infected cells, thus preventing further viral infection, just like Army combat men knives. Army combat men with guns, artillery gunmen, are like memory B cells who shoot out tiny molecules called antibodies that neutralize and kill viruses. Now, next time you're exposed to the virus, your body is equipped to block the virus and kill it, thus preventing further infection and protecting you and your loved ones from the deadly diseases.
I'm going to be talking about the misconceptions of the MMR vaccine. In 1998, Dr. Andrew Wakefield and some co-authors decided to publish a paper in The Lancet about how they supposedly found a link between symptoms of autism and the MMR vaccine. The news of this was spread very rapidly around Europe and the US, and so this led to many parents being very frightened and not wanting to vaccinate their children anymore. So for the next 12 years, they extensively studied this so-called link between autism and the MMR vaccine. And basically no reputable source or paper or any other authors found a link between the two. Instead, they found that Wakefield had committed research fraud by falsifying data of the children's conditions. Many people said his research was totally flawed, and then many other studies said that there was no link between MMR vaccine and autism. It was also found that his research was funded by lawyers who wanted to sue vaccine manufacturers on behalf of parents whose kids had autism. So today, Dr. Wakefield's paper has been retracted, so it is no longer valid, and he is no longer able to practice medicine in Britain. So I hope today you learned a little bit about the mumps disease, the symptoms it causes, and about the MMR vaccine. From here, I hope we've diminished any hesitations about having the vaccine, and from here on you can make informed decisions about the vaccine itself.
So what in the world is the MMR vaccine? This vaccine is designed to provide protection against very
I'm sorry, I was so...
Gelatin, recombinant human serum albumin, and sorbitol mannitol are both used to protect the virus against temperature. Polysorbate 80 is used
I thought you were done.
Memory T cells are like army combat men with knives. They poke holes into viral infected cells, thus preventing viral infection. Memory B cells, they are like army...
All of ours have gray in them, so it's
Gray, okay.
like
Coherent.
I was like, I'm trying to find
They do all have gray in them, don't
something
they?
that matches hers was gray, and so I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'll put something with like white and gray. In 1998, Dr. Andrew Whitfield, wait, is it? It's Wakefield.